All right, this here's the Honda 1100 Rebel with Honda's revolutionary DCT. Jerry here is going to get out here and take this 1100 for a spin. I'm going to jump on my motorcycle and ride next to him so we can see this bike in action out there on the road. So you notice he has no shifter and he's got no clutch lever. That bike is fully automatic, yet it has a manual mode as well. So while in the fully automatic mode, he can actually hit the paddle shifter either up or down and change his gear if he so chooses. Or if he wants full control, he can actually reach over and hit the button that says manual, and he can actually have 100% control of how the bike functions. Which mode are you currently in, Jerry? Sport. Sport, nice. All right, here we go, getting on the freeway. Some pretty decent acceleration on that thing. I'm in 5th gear, didn't downshift, and he was actually pulling me there for a second. Wicking along the highway here at just over 80 miles an hour. Let's talk about the ergonomics of this bike a little bit. Now take a look at Jerry's position. Jerry's a tall dude. He's got to be 6 foot, I don't know, 2 or 3 at least. Well, look at his actual dimensions. But you can see his thigh is completely parallel to the ground. His knees are bent at a 90 degree, and his arms are straight out in front of him at a slightly downward angle. Now the only thing that I would say is I'd like to have a crash guard up there in the front that would allow me to have a forward control, some peg to be able to put my foot out and up on in order to rest it on a long ride.
Weird not shifting.
He just yelled over. It's weird not shifting, but it sure goes though. That's awesome. Drive mode. Here we go. What a fun little scoot out here on the new Honda Rebel 1100. This is a pretty unique machine. It doesn't have the total power that I thought it was going to have, it being an 1100. But I can say that this would be one of the only 1100s that I would want to throw a brand new rider on. You throw a brand new rider on this bike in the most computer controlled settings and almost nothing can go wrong. I mean, everything's going to be monitored by the motorcycle, and you're just going to have a great riding experience. And then as your skill level increases, as your need for speed increases, you just dial this thing up and get rid of some of those nanny modes. You can then take control of shifting yourself and monitoring the brakes yourself. I mean, this bike really could be a do-it-all machine as far as novice riders through expert riders. In the current seating position, I really wouldn't want to ride this thing for more than probably 3 or 4 hours at a time. If I did want to go on a long trip, I need some sort of highway peg that I could be able to stretch my legs out and put them out. But yeah, I don't know. I think the ergonomics as far as the cockpit goes feels really, really nice. All right, let's flip this thing around. I can tell you this bike feels extremely solid. I mean, there's a lot of other bikes that I've ridden recently that have more of a not so quality feel to them, but this bike here, it's super solid. Everything feels really refined. The motor is extremely smooth. There's no shifting to do on your own unless you want to. But these DCT motors are super fun to cruise around on. Great machine, man. I mean, this bike it's going to be the ticket for lots of people. I mean, with an MSRP at just $9,999, so less than $10,000, you can get into a 1000cc or 1100cc motorcycle. It's just really cool. Honda quality, Honda reliability. And there you have it, guys. The new Honda 1100 Rebel. It's a fun machine. I mean, a beginner could ride this thing, an expert could ride this thing. It really has no bounds when it comes to who can jump on this thing and ride. It's a neat feature. All right, Jerry, let's get our helmets off and going where it's cool, and then I'd like to see what your impressions are on this new Honda Rebel 1100 with the DCT. Just really quick, how was it riding without a clutch?
It took a little bit to quit reaching for the clutch lever.
All right, Jerry, we just got off the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT. Now, you've never ridden a DCT vehicle, have you?
No, never have.
Give us a little bit of your history or background as far as motorcycling goes.
I've been riding motorcycles about 55 years. I raced motorcycles 10 years professionally. I've had, I don't know how many motorcycles. I've got 4 right now, street bikes, dirt bikes. I do some of everything, a lot of big touring trips, Canada, Alaska,
Nice.
So a lot of experience.
So today he rode in on his BMW, but at home in the garage he also has an R1. So being a touring guy and a sport bike guy and a dirt bike guy, how would you classify this bike?
It's not, it's very, very smooth. I've never ridden one automatic like that. The shift, you don't even know when it shifts, it just shifts. I like the fact that if you come up on a car to pass them, you're in 6th gear, you pull out to pass it, give it a little bit of gas, it automatically shifts down so you can get around them right now. But it's a real smooth bike, I like that.
It's pretty cool. Now, as far as the modes go, you were in sport mode. Did you put it down in any of the moderate modes, the rain mode or the other mode?
No, I didn't.
Jerry's like, I don't want any of those modes, I just want pure sport.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel when I ride them too.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who are interested, the rain mode is what I put people on when they have not ridden before. It's their very first time.
Yeah.
It really makes the power come on super slow, super easy, and then everything is controlled by a computer. It's a pretty phenomenal setup. And then standard mode is what you go in if you just want to have a decent ride, and then sport mode is actually adjusts the actual shift pattern so that the bike revs out longer and takes a little bit longer to shift into gear. And those shifts are a lot snappier
Yes.
than they are when it's in standard mode.
I did do slowing down or what a couple times. I used a manual, I shifted down or what, and that was real nice. It just, again, seamless. You don't even know it shifts really. I mean, you can tell it by the motor sound, or
It's
if you
like
watch the gauge to
like
tell
an
you
Indy
it's
car.
Yeah, it's just instant.
Like I said, the sound of this thing as it shifts down puts a smile on my face every time. I love it. It's so fun to ride. Awesome. Well, thanks, Jerry, for coming out and riding the DCT
Thank you.
motorcycle. We appreciate it.
Enjoyed it.
If you guys got any questions, leave a comment down below. And yeah, if you want to test ride one of these bikes, Honda's doing programs all over the US for the test ride of their DCT platforms. Again, they have it in the Goldwing, they've got it in the Rebel, they've got it in the Africa Twin, and they have it in the Honda Talon. Anyway, I'm Kyle Bradshaw. This here is MotoCity. This here is our friend Jerry. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you saw, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more action like this coming directly to your inbox, please hit the subscribe button. And more importantly, the notification bell. Until next time, and as always, take care and ride safe out there.